if you're a photographer, whether you are brand new, just picking up a camera for the first time, or have been a photographer forever, then you are very familiar with the addiction that is new equipment. You see this fancy new video and you're like, ooh, I need it. I need that product. Or a new lens comes out, you're like, I need that lens. Well, it doesn't ever go away. So I thought it might be beneficial to do a video of my top 5 things that I have on every shoot, that I have doing anything that I couldn't live without. Because yeah, there's all the new fancy goodies and toys and whatnot, and sure, we're all gonna buy them regardless. But in the real world, you're definitely gonna need these things. So let's get into the video. Will Simpson here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna go over my top 5 things that are in my camera bag at all times. They are very simple things, but I literally use them at every shoot, so they are probably the most useful things. So here's the first one. The first one is a strap. Now, you might think, it's a strap, I got a strap. Well, I'm not talking the default strap that comes with your camera. This thing is still in the bag. So this is the Canon R6 Mark II strap that comes with it. Now, as far as I understand, I don't actually even know how to put this thing on. So I think you gotta loop it through here, and then you slide this. It doesn't matter. It makes no difference. I use the Peak Design straps. Now this is the thicker one. They do have a thinner one if you like that. But the reason I use this is because the quick release medallions that they have. Now if you're not familiar with that, they look like this. And hopefully the camera will focus on them. Focus on it, not me. Let me move. Still focusing on me. Oh, this eye traction is really good. Okay, anyways. So this is the medallions here. And they loop around your camera. And then this simply hooks in just like that. And voila, it hooks on the camera. So you can have these medallions on all your cameras and then easily switch back and forth between cameras with one strap, and it's so much easier to hook your camera up. So the Peak Design straps are really good because of those quick release medallions. Highly recommend, especially if you use multiple cameras. But all of these things that I talk about in this video, I will link in the description to links to Amazon to make it easy for you to get. So no problem. Okay, number 2 is a lens. Now, this lens can vary in price beyond belief. But the Nifty 50 is what it's called. It is a 50mm 1.8. This lens right here is around $150, but it is one of the best lenses that you will ever use. Obviously, unless you get the 50mm 1.2, which ranges like $1,500. But they make these 50 1.8s for all cameras. I believe they have one for Nikon, Sony, and Canon. This is the Canon version, but they are awesome. Super sharp, super cheap, and if you're becoming a photographer, you're starting to learn, I highly recommend getting this lens, sticking it on your camera, and using only this lens. Because without the ability to zoom, it causes you to move, adjust, get high, get low, get left, get right, and actually move your body to create the angles that you want. This makes you such a better photographer in the long run and less reliant on zoom. So I always recommend everybody get a 50 1.8. It is an amazing lens, and super cheap. And they also make them for mirrorless too. So whatever camera you have, you can get one. The next one I have is an Aputure light. Now this light is freaking awesome. It is so freaking powerful and so small. It also has, now this one specifically, they have a lot of versions of this. This is the AL-M9. They have another one that's multicolored, so you can actually have a whole color spectrum, which is even cooler. I think it's a little bit more expensive. This one specifically comes with a mount for your camera. So you take your camera, you can slide this right onto it, lock it down, take your light, and boom, you have your light. And I put this on completely wrong. Hang on, hold please. Let's do this here. There we go. Good, now it's on. Now watch this. I'll turn this bad boy on, you'll be blinded. It was really low. Oh, this one's dead. That's unfortunate. Let me get one that has some charge in it. Also, it comes with this cool bag too. Here we go. Another one. And you can see I used this one and I put it on a hot surface and it melted the plastic. So keep it away from hot surfaces because apparently it'll melt the plastic. Okay, good. Here we go. And on. Wow, oh, there we go. Good. So here, check it out. There we go. There's the light. See, it's really, really bright. And it is adjustable, so you can dull it down all the way down. You can raise it all the way up. It's actually super, super easy to use. So let's see. So this is all the way down, and then this is all the way up. Yeah, so it's very, very bright and really adds some extra lights. Whether you're doing photo shoots, whether you're doing video shoots, it's a very, very beneficial light to have, and it's not that expensive and also super compact. So it doesn't take up that much space. Also, it comes with gels, so you can put like an orange gel on it, which is just color plastic. Orange, blue, green, whatever, you can get gels for it to change the color, which makes it even more versatile. All right, and the next item is a bonus item. This is a bonus item. So I don't know if you love apparel, but I have a whole bunch of merchandise, including these hats, which are limited edition now. There's only a few left on my website. Has the Exploring Photography emblem on it, looking all hot and sexy like that. Anyways, they are limited available on my website, but I also have shirts and sweaters and hoodies and stuff, and I'll link all that in the description. But back to number four, and that is a 5-in-1 reflector. Now this is one of the best tools in the game. Any photographer will tell you a 5-in-1 is awesome. They're so good because you can use them for so many things. They're very, very versatile, and they come in many, many different sizes. So this is a small one, but what is a 5-in-1 reflector? It is essentially 5 things in one. You have a light reflector, you have negative fill, sometimes I forget what that's called, and then if you open it up, you have a white reflector, a gold reflector, and a softener. So you can use this for many different things, and it's really good for all different types of shoots. Let's say I want to add more light over here. So I take this, boom, look at that. That's just using the silver, right? I'm bouncing the light here, here, and then onto my face. So this is with the reflector, that's without. Here is with the negative fill, right? Even less light. Let's say I put it here. Even less light. Sorry, I'm looking at myself in the monitor while I do this. Now, let's say you want to do the gold, right? Well, you simply just flip this bad boy around. For time's sake, we're just not going to use the center thing. Just going to flip it around. Maybe. There we go. All right, so we got the gold. So we're going to take it. We're just going to lay it on. I'm not even going to zip it up. And then look at this. Gold light. Boom. So freaking nice. See that bounce? Look at that. Oh, so good. And let's say you just want to do some clean white light. Boom. Just adding some extra light. And let's say you want to soften the light. Let's say you're shooting in the sun. You got a model standing in the sun. You want to soften it a little. You hold it up. And there you go. Without it, with it. So this is an extremely helpful tool, and I highly recommend having one of these in all of your camera bags. Whether it's a small one, whether it's a big one, it doesn't matter. Have both, I don't care. The hardest part is getting it back together. But anyways, I use these at the studio, I use these on shoots, I use them all over the place because of how awesome they are and how versatile they are. Also, you get a lot of practice doing that. All right, and number 5, and stay till the last one because I do have a bonus one at the end, an actual bonus one. Okay, number 5 is a hard drive. Now, this is kind of boring, but hard drives are extremely, extremely important. I use the SanDisk solid state hard drive. The reason I use the solid state is because they're much faster and they're much more durable than a hard drive. If you're editing from hard drives, definitely get solid state hard drives. I think these range around $200 to $300 depending on the size you get. They are extremely fast, and these ones specifically are dust resistant, water resistant, drop resistant. They are very good for traveling. So I have like 5 or 6 of these right now, ranging from 1 to 3 terabytes, and they are incredible. So I highly recommend getting one of these to work with when you are editing or on the go or anything like that. They are just very, very awesome. Okay, good. And that wraps up the 5 main ones, but we are going to do some bonus ones. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into the bonus ones. And these are super cheap. The first one is a cloth, a microfiber cloth. This may not seem like much, but let me tell you, having one of these in your camera bag is a lifesaver. Let's say it's raining. Let's say your lens gets dusty. Let's say it gets dirty or sandy or something like that. Having one of these to clean instead of taking, you know what people do. They take the lens and they take the shirt and they rub it on the shirt. Yeah, don't do that because lenses are expensive. You don't want to accidentally scratch them. I just sent the one I'm filming on right now in for repair. It cost me $500 to repair it. So if you don't have insurance on it or anything like that, use this, not your t-shirt or something else. So make sure you have 1, 2, or 3 of these in your camera bag because you'll eventually lose 1 or 2. So having 3 of them will back you up, and then you'll have 3 and you'll be good to go. And the final thing, which is super, super important, and you already have it in your pocket. What is that? Well, you actually might even be watching this video on it. Your phone. So how can you use your phone for cool little tricks for photos? Reflection. So you take it, lock screen so it's black. You take the lens, you hold your camera up, you put the phone right here at the bottom, and you get a nice reflection of what you're taking. Now it might take some angling, it might take some figuring it out, the angle for it, but these are amazing photos that can add some creativity. You can also change the angle. So let's say you're shooting like this. Well, take your phone like this, take your phone like this. Actually, let's try it right now. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's try and see what we can do here. Yeah, look at that. See? And there I am. Angled. Perfect. So however you want to do it, but you can get the gist. So it can create creative photos, especially with models, especially with working with people at weddings, things like that. And did you know, I think it's in Bali. It might not be in Bali. I'll correct myself if it's not in Bali, but that really famous photo of the 2 people, the couple between the big architecture, that's done with a phone. Bet you didn't know that. Anyways, and those are my 7 or 8 awesome things that you need for your camera bag. So if you don't have any of them, go get them. I'll link them in the description. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because I know you don't want to miss a video. If you have any questions or you recommend another cool item, comment below and let me know. I always like getting a grouping of these cool items for people to look at because it's all well and good to go and buy all this random stuff. But you should see my studio. I got a whole bunch of random stuff in here that I rarely use. So save some money, get what you need, and get to shooting. That's all there is to it. That's what this is about. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week.